Hey, everybody! Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the Goodman Games Road Crew Rally, the final Road Crew Rally of the year for the year that was 2023. I, of course, Brendan LaSalle at your service, happy to be here. And with me, very proud to have as my co-host with the co-most, y'all know her, y'all love her. She is Joan of Arc Destroyer. Everybody say hey.
Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm Joan of Arc.
How you doing, Joan?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
There's life things that go on and you
I
just have to
know.
go on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were chatting in the waiting room while we were getting ready to come on here for you, and I think it's sort of like a universal thing. Everyone I know, everyone we're connected to, everybody had a challenging 2023. The honestly, Goodman Games, gaming, and the Road Crew have been like some of the absolute bright parts of my year. So I'm super grateful for all that on top of it. But hey, let's just take a quick minute. Just remember all we've lost, all the bad stuff. I'm calling for just a moment of silence for everybody who didn't make it. And that's of course that's Ryan Moore, that's Aaron Coleman, and Landon. I haven't even I just found out that my friend Landon Balavia, he did some editing stuff on the old X-Crawl stuff. He did the edit on the some stuff he Pathfinder guy, and he passed this year as well. And I was very, very sorry to hear that. And all my love and condolences go out to his family and friends and loved ones.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about the Road Crew and talk about what an amazing year we had in 2023. Joan, you sat out most of this year. You had crazy life stuff that we were just talking about, and just took it off.
Yeah, I've had to take some deep breaths this year and
Mhm.
it's been a tough year.
I get it.
Um
I get it.
yeah, my parents are 94 years old. They were living independent living. Mom got sick
Mhm.
end of June, early July, actually around July 4th. I was in the hospital, spent 6 weeks in rehab. Uh, Towards the end of that time, we moved them into assisted living and so it's been an adjustment. I
Yeah.
mean, I went from full time to semi-retirement, and 4 days later, mom lands in the hospital, and it's just been kind of
Yeah.
this big
Huge
rock.
stressful changes, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want. And this is the thing I want to say about the Road Crew and all this is that it's okay to step away for a while. I don't want anyone to feel obligated. This, gaming and all this should add to. This should be a thing to add joy to your life and to give, to be good things. So don't stress it. And if you're out there and you've taken some time off and for whatever reason, hopefully for not for but for whatever reason you took some time off, it's completely fine. Take all the time you need, come back when you want. The Road Crew will be here for you. Goodman Games will be here for you. And most importantly, gaming is going to be here for you, So, I just, just all positive, you know what I mean? Let this be the good thing that threads through all of it and lets you do all of the marvelous stuff that you care about. So, and that goes for you, especially Joan. You know what I'm saying? When it's time, and now you're coming roaring back. Tell them what you're going to run at GaryCon this year.
Oh my. Yeah.
I heard
What?
20
Oh
hours.
yes. I'm running 20. Yes, I'm running 20 hours of what lurks between, which is the
I
small
know what lurks between is.
yeah adventure that will be included in the next printing of Attack of the Frogs by
Absolutely.
Stephen Newton.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll be running 20 hours of that, 5 games of that, and
Rock and roll.
probably plus plus an
Plus something
yeah,
else.
plus
Something
something
else. We're not gonna.
else.
We might
Yeah,
get you tonight.
we might get to it tonight, but yeah.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. And way
But
to come roaring back.
yeah, I'm hoping to actually, matter of fact, I'm running right now the Chained Coffin with my local group, and
Ah.
yeah, we're going to be mixing it up and going online with
Mhm.
some of it, opening up Road Crew.
Yeah.
So I'm setting up the events right now on Goodman
Cool.
Games site. Mhm.
I love me some Shutter Mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like to distraction, I love Shutter Mountain. And I got a new one. I just ran for the first time at I ran it at Long Con this year, and had just a rocking time with it. Super fun. So
Well,
super happy to have everybody.
we're right in the middle of Came the Monsters of Midwinter. So
I think I've heard of that one.
have you? Okay.
you were in a play test of that one, right?
I was. We didn't get all the way through it, but now that I've sat down and read through it and all of that, I'm like, okay, yeah, this creeps me out again. So all right.
You know, it is great. It's got some scary elements, but I think you'll have fun for it. And I think it's got to me what I was going for was that it would be that horrific, dark, mountain horror, but also it's kind of got a little bit of a storybook thing to it. It's very holiday, and if you play your cards right, your characters might just get a glimpse of the true meaning of Sovereign Night, and then you get to scratch off a scratch off bit and get cool stuff. So that's just that. That's how fun is all of that?
Yep.
Oh, so much to talk about, but I want to talk about totals to start off with. Okay, so this was an amazing year for the road crew, absolutely incredible, and I gotta give a shout out. A lot of things happened in the industry this year. A lot of new folks came to Goodman Games the first time. A lot of folks wanted to learn how to play Dungeon Crawl Classics and our other things, and the road crew stepped up like they always do. And you've got my absolute love for what an incredible year we had. So I'm going to go over just some totals here, okay? I'm looking over here at my notes here, but I promise we're all in this together. I got scale on it. So all right, so we had a total of 431 road crew judges this year, which beats our maximum total we've ever had here by a very nice margin. Okay, 431 judges. That's 431 warriors who are out there on the road making it happen, teaching the game to new people, rolling the dice, which I just absolutely love. Okay, who wants to take a guess at how many games we had? I'll take a minute. If you're in the chat, throw a guess up for how many total games we had this year. Okay, Snyderman, Raggerin, Sleepy, Kablooey, Grape Ape, Snyderman. Come on, one of y'all. Closest. If the closest to it's going to get a no scroll. Kablooey, that's a number. Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
I should have just said, Great Babe, you are discluded. all right. Everybody. Yeah, it was 100,000.
Numbers.
It was 100,000. Half of those were me. No, stop. Yes, closest without going over.
Oh my goodness. It's
All
just
right,
rolling and scrolling.
I'm calling it. It's going to be Raggerman. You're the one who's gotten closest to it. It was 2,453 games, which is not quite double what we did last year, but an absolute amazing improvement. This is one of those graphs that just keeps going up. So seriously, y'all, thank you all so much for going out there and putting in the effort. That's been made for an absolutely incredible year. And think about how many people y'all taught to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Joan, I know you've had a lot of first time DCC people at your table. Coming through you again. I mean, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it is. We play at the game store. We've played at the game store, and usually about every week we play. Sunday afternoons, and usually there's at least one or two that come back just to kind of see what the game is about, because the game store, the people up front will send them back and say, hey, you got to go see this group back there, and they usually come back because they're towards the back of the store. We play behind the back of the store in the tutu parlor. And they'll hear laughter, they'll hear us, yeah.
Wait, time out. Tutu parlor?
Yeah, the game store owner's wife teaches ballet, and the tutu parlor.
How am I just hearing this?
Oh, come on, Brendan. You know that we
this is the first time I've heard this. Do you ever get any of the ballet dancers to come over and roll dice at all? Because that's
Well, there were 2 ballet dancers that came in this past Sunday. Yes.
ooh, Joan Troyer, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Heck yeah, well done. That's amazing. I had no idea. How am I just hearing this story for the first time? That is so cool.
Well, get a load of this. Get a load of this. We're called the Tutu Parlor Players, but we've now decided we want to become Gong Farmers Local.
Yeah.
We
How about
are
that tonight?
now taking on Gong Farmers Local number 22.
That's and the winner, Joan Troyer and her crew. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love hearing that. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We have that's absolutely fantastic. I want to go over and I want to call out some of the absolute top tier judges. I want to throw some love to them because they went out there, put the effort in this year, and have been absolutely amazing. Okay, so we had the top 5 judges. Okay, we actually had a tie for 4th and 5th place with the same number of games, and that's going to be my boy Chase Reinhardt. Nothing but love, Chase, one of my boys, and a fantastic gamer. Love playing with him. And Spencer E. Both of them with 32 games apiece. That's fantastic. Thank you all so much for putting that in. Both of y'all, Chase, Spencer, that's fantastic. And love having y'all, just on squad. That's above and beyond and bully. Thank you for putting the games in there. All right, so at 3rd place, we have the mighty Matt Robertson with 41 games. Matt Robertson, of course, you know what I'm saying? Just a absolute beast of a guy, great gamer, great dude, great to have on your team. Way to be. Where's my thing stopped scrolling? Okay. Okay, there it goes. So huge thanks, Matt. That's awesome. 2nd place, he's in the chat right now as well. Shane Madjet, who is also just Shane sort of like showed up into my life this year and became this incredibly huge presence in the DCC road crew and has been just absolutely, amazing, super helpful. He makes posters. He does his weekly thing with he's the originator of the original Gone Farmers Local. That's Shane Madjet. So huge, big thanks for him. Shane ran himself 45 games, which is absolutely amazing. And you have my thanks. That's huge. All right, so time for me to announce the number 1 winner, the highest number of games of anybody in the road crew for the year 2023. This is where my head's at right now. Every time I had to say the year, I had to look down at the corner of my computer and be like, "It's still 2023, right?" Okay, yeah. I'm that close. Like I can so close to getting out of this awful year. I can smell it. You know what I mean? Freedom, 2024.
Most likely, he's going to squeak in 2 more games at least.
Of course he is, because he's an animal, and I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, man. Is he in there? Yeah. Well done, y'all. Well done. Yep. Yeah, and he said, all right. So time to announce our number 1, the road crew member with the absolute highest amount of games. Guy I met also this time for the first time this year. Just an absolute savage. Helped us out at 2 different conventions that I know of and all kinds of other stuff. Huge round of applause for Mr. Derek Record with 68 games.
68!
Yeah. Okay, that is an amazing number, and we have to have Derek on here for a month. So, Helena, if you could switch us out and bring Derek in, and let's say thank you to the man himself. Oh, Mr. Derek Record, how are you tonight, sir?
Doing awesome. I'm happy to be here.
It is fantastic to have you. Couldn't be more thrilled. Wonderful to have you on. Hey, ran a lot of games this year, sir.
I just set out to have fun. I wasn't trying to be number 1. I was just doing my thing, but I guess that's where it got me. So had a lot of fun doing it.
I'm so glad. So real quick, so tell us, what's a quick version of your gaming intro story? How did you first get into it? Where'd you come from? How did it happen?
Well, I grew up around a lot of gaming, but it was back in the 80s, so it was the whole satanic panic, and my mom wouldn't let me play D&D. So trying to play Marvel superheroes and all the old TSR stuff. And then about the time I was old enough to, get my own set of D&D books, all my friends had moved on to greater adventures, so to speak. So never got around to playing any real good RPG as a kid. And of course, picked up that Goodman Games quick start rules on free RPG day just because the artwork looks so cool.
RPG day, yeah.
Yeah, and it sat there on my table just looking cool for quite a few years. And of course, 2022 rolled around, or 2020, I'm sorry, rolled around, and like a lot of people stuck at home. And I thought, I'm going to actually crack this thing open and read it. So I did, and just was like instantly hooked.
I love hearing that. That's fantastic. So what all you're running this year? Can you give us an overview? Like what adventures, anything?
Yeah, we ran about an 8-month long campaign of Weird Frontiers at our local game store. That one ran it through level 4 and played a lot of Weird Frontiers. Did a lot of just regular DCC, threw in some MCC, ran Croaking Fane like 3 times.
I love that one.
Hit all the one shots, that came out for free RPG day and DCC day and all those good ones. So just ran everything we could get our hands on. Ran a bunch of Into the Borderlands on Discord. That one ran for almost like a year. Finally TPK'd everybody on a homespun story that I threw into the middle and was ready to put it to bed at that point.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. And we absolutely appreciate you putting the time in. So can you give us like one good story from games for this year, like an anecdote? Something happened?
A good anecdote?
Yeah.
I might be skipping ahead here, but all I can say is run the game that you want to play. And that's a quote from my good friend Paul Shippish, who's also a road crew judge, but he said that to me once. I run the game that I want to play. And what that means to me is make sure you're having fun as a judge. If you're not having fun, then how can your players be having fun? So just, if it's getting stale, if you're having too many long encounters and combats, then move on and do something else. Just make sure that you, the judge, is having fun. And that, I think, ensures that your players are probably having a good time too.
I think that's fantastic advice. Yep. Really, really, really good. Cool. Well, Derek, thank you so much. It's you put the effort in this year, and it's a huge year for Goodman Games. And we had a lot of new fans come up here, and like I said, you and everybody else in the road crew did a fantastic job of spreading the game out, getting the word out, teaching new people how to play, and you got my gratitude, cousin.
I'm super stoked to be a part of it, and looking forward to 2024, and let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Great. Well, thank you so much for Derek. And one final round of applause. If you're out there watching at home, you know what I'm saying? Let's show Derek some love. That's just fantastic. Absolutely. Everybody give Derek a high five when you see him out in the streets, because but not his rolling hand. Don't use gotta use your cool. All right. Thanks, Derek. Derek's going to go now, and we're going to come back. And when we come back, let's bring on a member of we had another huge, important aspect of the road crew this year was, of course, the Road Crew Advisory Council, which is now in its 2nd year. So when we come back, let's bring back a member of the Road Crew Advisory Council. Hey, everybody, we are back with a member of the Road Crew Advisory Council. You know him. But quick, introduce yourself. James Posnell, a figure in the hobby and in Dungeon Crawl Classics and in the Road Crew. James, tell about yourself. Give me your bona fides.
Well, hi there. It's good to be back on Twitch. I'm recently a Spellburn co-host, a Judge.
Right?
So not only that, right? I publish under Horse Shark Games, and also write freelance stuff for Goodman Games. So, man, those are my bona fides, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the beginning, so James actually got more nominations for the Road Crew Advisory Council than like anybody else who came by this year. And I had to be like, I had to send him an email, be like, James, you're really kind of more on the creator side of things, but if you want to be in, you're in. And he was cool enough to come here. Yeah. Hey, Sketch, watch it. All right.
It was a great honor to be asked, and how could I refuse spending a few hours with you, Brendan?
Wow, thank you very much. Well, it was great fun, and I'll tell you what, this year's Road Crew Advisory Council really had a lot of good ideas for the direction of the group in general, for the program for this year, program for next year, and one of the things that we really went over, we have decided we're going to do let's talk about one of the things we're going to do for next year that we've been workshopping with the advisory council, which is the local gong farmers chapters. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we're doing. This came out of the so Shane Madgett was originally, he started calling his crew like the Gong Farmers Local. They were 221, I want to say. And they're putting up that became kind of a thing, like, oh, what are the Gong Farmers Local doing and such. And tell a story to Joseph, and Joseph is like, hey, you know what we should do is just organize into chapters like that. Why can't everybody's game group be a Gong Farmer Local chapter? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and that's right, you kablooey. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you the opportunity. So here's how it's going to work. You organize however you want to do it. It can be you and your local crew, you and the far-flung people you play with by Zoom every Thursday or whatever, you and all of the folks that you have in your, everybody who, even your weird friend who only shows up every other month and only will play a ninja. That's one of my buddies. Whatever it is, you organize them, you come up with a list, and you're gonna email us, and you're gonna email us and tell us, send us a group, and we're gonna send you an official certificate with some art that you pick out, and you're able to print that up yourself and be an official Gong Farmers chapter. People are calling numbers out in the
they are
out of the thing. That's awesome. If you want to make it, absolutely call your numbers out there.
Right.
We'll I guess we'll dice off or have a competitive funnel for if we have any ties in there. 2-2
is already taken.
2-2 is already taken. So 614 people are all calling it out there and such.
Right.
That's so hilarious. I didn't think about people calling out numbers for tonight and such, but just we'll have to copy the chat in case there's any controversies. We'll have to keep hold of this chat here. Since we're living in Texas. Okay. All right. So, but anyway, you'll be able to claim that. And then eventually we're going to put together a map. So it'll be a kind of situation where if there's a local con in your area, we can reach out and say, hey, Gong Farmer, I'm seeing, 614, is that, this show is going on nearby you. And maybe if you want to, pop in and represent, and that's what it'll all be about. Showing off your DCC pride, your gamer pride, your group pride, and being a part of this large, big whole with your your group being a part of the whole big group. So thanks again for all that, James. How'd you like being the member of the council? How'd that all work out and everything for you?
It was fun. It was fun to kind of sit down with you for it was about an hour every 3 months or so. We get together and a loose agenda and more just kind of a spitballing session to figure out some ideas, brainstorming and that kind of stuff. And I remember one of the first things we talked about was the events page. Remember that? Yeah,
I should mention that. Yeah, so the events page. So any of y'all old timers know that we had some technical issues with the events page. It was finicky and it was kind of dicey sometimes. But you know what though? That was the whole first session. I want to say was everyone just talking about how to improve the events page, what we could do to make it better, and all of those things got added to it. And now, I haven't gotten a hey events page issue email in so long. So
everybody gets an email for every event they put on there, so they kind of know where they're at. I got 10 emails, I ran 10 games, right? It's kind of like a genius moment.
Yeah, no, it really was, and that was that's how we started was fixing up the events page calendar issue and such. So that was just that by itself was absolutely enormous, and couldn't be happier. Will it be organized? Someone asked a question about Gong Farmers. Will it be organized with a point person? Yes. Someone should be that point person, and you can make it as organized or disorganized as you want. You can have officers. You can take things. I don't want to say, but there's one group is already planning on having new members purify themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Obviously, that's a bit extreme, but I mean, who am I to say how you should appreciate this game and group that we all love so much? You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
Go get
works for you.
purified.
Whatever
Must
works for
come
you.
through the portal under the stars.
You know what I'm saying? Have like a guy survive or something like that. So, I love all that.
We would
right.
be remiss to not mention all the other members of the advisory council, Brendan.
Yes. You want to do it or you want me to?
I'll start. There, Jim Myers.
Yes.
Recipient of a goodie. Also Keith Nelson.
Yes.
Fellow Michigander. Eddie, what was his last?
Bartlett.
Eddie Bartlett, and then the last one, Matt.
Gullet. And it's, I can't find it in my notes as I'm sitting here. I'm like scrolling through my notes to find them. Where are they? Yes.
But we all got together. A big shout out to each of them as well. For coming every quarter and sharing their thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So big ups to them too.
Absolutely, and thanks so much for all of them, for everyone being involved, and frankly, let's talk about new business for 2024. Road Crew Advisory Council members serve for exactly 1 year. So if you know somebody you think would be a good member of the 2024 Road Crew Advisory Council, please send send all of your nominations to me, Brendan at Goodman-games.com. I'm putting that in the chat right now. Typed in there, professional style. And send me your nominations. If you think someone would be a good inclusion to it, go ahead and send that. It's going to mean about 6 meetings, about one every other month over the course of the year, and all of the members are going to have the chance to help us shape and improve and do all the great things that we can possibly do with the road crew in the coming 365 days. So please send me all those names, because it's important. It like a lot of really good things came out of it. So I'm really looking forward to your nominations, and I want send me the best. That's who we want, obviously, and we'll keep them around for a year. It's going to be awesome. And a huge shout out to this one. Another big round of applause for James and everybody in this year's council. Couldn't be happier to have you all, and and it was fun too. It was always a laugh. So super happy. My chat thing keeps flipping about and keep losing people. There we go. There we all are. All right, cool. All right. So I guess it is probably time to go one more. I think we're going to go out one more time, and I got one more special guest. He's somebody you might have heard of. I don't know. We'll see if anyone recognizes him. We bring him out here, but he's really important to the road crew, even if you're not aware of him. So let's go ahead and bring him on and send him on in. Thank you, Elena. I got you. I got all of y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute honor to present the founder of the feast, Mr. Goodman Games himself, Joseph Goodman. Hello, Joseph.
How's it going? Hey, Brendan, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Couldn't be more excited to be here doing our final Road Crew Rally 2023. Had to look at the corner here in the computer. And
thanks for having me on.
Dude, thank you, boss. Great to have you and everything. So you've had an amazing year. Goodman Games had an amazing year.
No, it has been a good year. I think to your point, there's been some rough times this year. I think for a lot of people, it's weird. Everybody's just tired and exhausted right now. Everybody I know, it's like for some reason, we're all just ready to move on. But at the same time, it's been, a lot of work that resulted in some positive stuff too. And And hey, I'm in the RPG industry and I have a job, that's something to be proud of these days in some circles. So I'm glad things are going
Amen.
okay for us,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Watsy, had to say it.
Yeah.
Shame.
No, seriously, it's a crazy
Shame,
time in the
Watsy.
RPG sector right now.
Shame.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
tough.
$8 million
No, I mean, I was
total
just-
compensation, but the employees are the problem.
Yeah, I know, layoffs before
Thanks.
Christmas. I was telling you guys, I
Thanks.
only lay people off in January, so Brendan, you got nothing to worry about. Sorry, that was mean. No, but it really is like just rough. The whole layoffs right before Christmas, man, it's just rough.
Yeah, it is. Look, the guys from Kentucky Fried Chicken said they'll pick me back at any time. So I mean, I've always got that to fall back on. Yeah,
Dude,
so.
you have more stories than anybody I know about like random jobs that somehow I've known you for like 20 years and still like at least once every 6 months something comes out and I'm like, you worked at where? Because remember you told me you were the star employee at like somewhere that we deep fried stuff and then they had you start like giving lessons
KFC.
to everybody else.
Yeah.
It was KFC.
Yeah,
And
I was a
your
trainer.
secret was that you actually cared. Like that was your secret.
I really tried to do a very good job at Kentucky Fried Chicken when I worked there, and I quickly got made a trainer and spent 2 weeks training at the Big Chicken in Marietta. And if y'all know your geography, I actually don't mean to pull rank, but so.
That's pretty. Yeah, man, they just put me at like the medium chicken. I never made it to the big chicken.
I'll tell you, as far as fast food jobs go, it wasn't that bad, except that you got out of there and you just smelled like chicken.
Dude, I know.
And grease, and you couldn't go out after work or anything.
I worked at Six Flags Over Georgia when I was in, I guess like late high school, early college, and I was a burger flipper at DJ's Diner. Did you ever go to DJ's Diner at Six Flags Over Georgia?
No, I've only been one time, Six Flags. So,
I mean, the only perk of the job was you got free admission to Six Flags, but like you were working the whole time. But anyway, we failed our health inspection. I was just like a kid. I didn't know what this meant. But all these like people and, we all wore like our 1950s, themed outfits. But all these people in like dress shirts started showing up. And apparently it's because we were terrible. So like full on failed the government health inspection. But I was making my whatever, $16 an hour or whatever it was. And yeah. Serving my burgers.
That is so funny. I did not know that you worked there. I went one time and did a Superman ride, and it was amazing. So Six Flags. What a trip, though, man. Well, that's fantastic. So we had a surprise. We had the Goodie Awards this year, and there was this conspiracy. We had this sneaky email chain going around. We decided Joseph needed to get a Goodie Award for all of the amazing things that got pushed through for this year. So was that were you actually surprised? Did we catch you with that, or?
You did cast me. I had no idea. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the recognition. And
always,
you guys deserve that too. I mean, we should all just have like a little circle of appreciation, but no, but I appreciate it. It was great to be recognized. So thanks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was like I said, it's a hard year, but this is a great year. And one of the, I feel like Goodman Games did a lot of really great things in 2023. And I feel like one of the things about the Road Crew, obviously we're teaching people how to play DCC, but we're also just like, I feel like gaming for a lot of people is like this lifeline. Joan, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been a lifesaver for me since, I was introduced in 2015, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And for me too. So when you're out there running these games, I mean, never forget, you are bringing people into this wonderful hobby that we have, this hobby that I love.
Brendan, it's a warm, fuzzy, gelatinous cube.
A warm, fuzzy, gelatinous cube where we're all just going to, you know what? Whenever you say that, I'm actually afraid of gelatinous cubes. Of all the actual monsters, that would be the most terrifying because in real life,
the whole like suffocation feeling.
Yeah,
and
I can see being inside
of the acid,
it would be the worst. Yeah,
but it's so warm and fuzzy. This one is.
Yeah, ours be warm and fuzzy. So
no, but Joan and Brendan, I know what you mean. It's like gaming is an escape. I remember. Nowadays I have kids and responsibilities, but I remember as a kid going into the basement with my brother and gaming for you come out and it's like, where are we? Because your mind's been lost in that world for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours. It's great. And I think a lot of us, that's what we try to give people. And that's why it's good to keep the gaming about the gaming and about the fantasy and about the fun, the experience. Cause like, if you're in the road crew and you give people that sense of escape and sense of wonderment, like that's something to be proud of, you know?
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
that's why it's I got the best job at Goodman Games, because I get to be the road crew chief, and to be the, you know what I mean, to kind of keep the fun going, keep the things for me. So it's it's I don't know, it's very, very important, and so happy that we're able to do it. So
Now I gotta say, sorry, one more thing for the road crew. Like you guys,
no.
you just may not. So Brendan, I get to see Brendan run games at cons, you know, and I get to have fans come up to me and just sort of express, you know, gratitude and appreciation and how awesome a game Brendan did. And if you're in the road crew, you may not necessarily have that same experience, but somebody out there is thanking their store owner, you know, the librarian who organized that schedule, like whatever it might be, and saying like, man, that fella, you know, Derek, who ran me through that game, that was a great game, you know? So just realize, even if they don't say it directly to you, they're probably out there appreciating what you're doing. And that's why they keep coming back.
Yeah, there is somebody in their car on the way home from the gaming
Yes.
store or the convention whose mind is just a swirl with the game world that you created for them, and they're
Yeah.
you changed their life, not a ton, but a little. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so good, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome.
huge thanks. So thanks, Just that was real. That was what, I don't know. I'm glad you came out here to tell everybody that. So can you give us any preview of what's getting ready to come up for next year?
Yeah. I mean, actually, you talked a lot already about the whole Gong Farmers local idea, you know, which is awesome. I mean, we have a lot of people who are essentially sort of pseudo doing this already, you know, so we're basically just stealing your idea. So thank you.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah. And even like Julian Bernick, that whole Minneapolis crew
Minneapolis
used to do
crew?
this
Yeah.
whenever that was, 5-10 years ago. A lot of people have done versions of this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you guys, actually we need some guinea pigs, or what's the better word for that? Test pilots. Don't be afraid of the radiation. So we need a couple people who we're gonna give you guys all this really cool line art that we had commissioned, brand new art. We want you to take that line art and go crazy with it. Color it in, put it on a shield, put it on heraldry, turn it into not just a sword, but your flaming sword of justice, Gong Farmers Local number 79, or whatever it is. Because so my true vision for this, do any of you guys remember when we used to carry the gong through Gen Con, the procession of the gong? You guys remember that? We kind of, now that we have like our own space in the LOS, we don't need to do that anymore. But it was always, let's see, I think it was always Wayne and Big Tim in the front, carrying the gong on their shoulders, and a bunch of people behind them, and somebody would actually walk along with the gong and bang it. And so was that you? Okay, yeah. So I have this.
I was on carrying duty a couple times. I've been
okay, yeah.
So.
We must have done it 3, 4, 5 times, I want to say. And so my true vision, which will probably never come to fruition because it is it's crazy, but wouldn't it be awesome if all the Gong Farmers locals built their own flags, you know, like full on flags, like when you go to like the VFW parade on July 4th and it's all the like your grandfathers, you know, carrying their flags. So you build your flag and it's got your heraldry on it, your flaming sword, or your, black dragon with acid spewing or whatever. And you have this, crazy, amazing banner, if you're local, and then you show up and you do the march, and maybe some of your gamers show up too, and we basically have this giant procession every year at Gen Con, which is like our procession of the flags, procession of the heraldry. And Brendan, at one point, you and I were looking at those things you can buy online that are like those, like
the banners.
they're like banner stands, and I guess they're fairly common in some, not common, but used in some circles, so like, anyway, that'd be amazing. I don't know if we're quite there yet, but for now, start thinking about how you can take some of this line out we're going to provide, come up with cool names, come up with cool heraldry, imagery, like an identity for your chapter. Then we'll put it all on maps, and it'll also help, I think, people connect to other gamers in their area. And then who knows where we take it once we get the basic infrastructure set up. So anyway, back to guinea pigs. If you are interested in sort of submitting your Gong Farmers local, Brendan, should they email you or like info
Email
at
me.
Goodman Games? Email, so Brendan at Goodman-Games.com.
Yeah, I'll take, yeah.
Yeah, and we want to take a couple. We need people to so that we can sort of hold your hand on what we're envisioning, so you can bring our vision to life. So then in January, when we roll out next year's road crew, we can sort of say, here's some examples of what we're saying, and so it might be a little bit of back and forth as we try to bring this to life. But anyway, you get the idea. And then maybe in a year or two, we actually have like a procession of the flags or something crazy like that at Gen Con. I think it'd be
Are we
awesome.
going to be
Gary
able
Con
to
or
like?
wherever.
Sorry, are we going to be able to like design our own flag or?
That's exactly the idea. So we'll give you guys
cool.
line art. We commissioned like 40 or 50 pieces of, a skull, a sword, a castle. Like it's kind of like line art. You guys take that and color it, modify it however you want.
Awesome. Yeah.
Or do your own art. I mean, we're doing this just to give like an example and get the ball rolling. But if you have an artist in your group or you want to reach out to somebody and create your own sort of identity as a group, and then I can see this going all sorts of amazing places, once people start rolling with it. But we got to just sort of get the basic idea out there first.
Yeah. And then we all get together and take over New York City. Can you dig it?
Well, I mean, you were talking about cults. I mean, once you have your local going, if you want to go baptize yourself or eat funny pastries at midnight or whatever, like, like who are we to stop you? And yeah, somebody said in the chat about patches. That was actually part of the concept. It'd be super cool if we could then, once all of it's set up, people could kind of customize their own logo, put it on a patch or something. And maybe in 2025 or 6 or whatever, we start giving out patches for like the local that runs the most games or, recruits the most new players, or like once you have the concept set up, you can sort of build on it, so I'm totally on board with that. Maybe you get a new patch for every con you show up at, or every, for your game. I don't know. So there's so much cool stuff you could do once you have this idea going.
Once you have it organized. Yeah. So we will see where it goes. So yes, absolutely. Email me, Brendan at goodman-games.com. And when the time comes, we'll send you all the info, and it's going to be it's going to be a hoot. It'd be a fun thing for you to do with your group. No stress, and all fun and zero stress. So it's going to be amazing. Cool.
And then were we supposed to talk about organized play? Was that now or later? I forget.
Yes, let's do it now. I can't wait.
Did I forget to read the show notes? Sorry.
No. This is this is the exactly right time. So some of you may have already heard this, but for the first time this year, Goodman Games is we're going to do an experiment. We are going to experiment with organized play. So organized play, if you've never done it before, it is going to the way it works is it will be a
we're like a teenager. We're like experimenting now. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's just an experiment. So we're like we're experimenting just a little bit, just seeing what it's like on the other side of the other side of organized play. It's it's going to be a small little experiment, just doing it at 3 cons, a little bit of 5e, a little bit of DC, just a little experiment. Mm-hmm. But we're going to keep everything we already have. So we're keeping the road crew. Which I call disorganized play. We're keeping our disorganized play, and then we're going to add on to it a little bit of more structured stuff. There's people who like both. You have all the audience. You have the road crew have done an incredible job on our sort of real open-ended, loosey-goosey approach, which is run whatever the heck you want, you get free swag. But there are folks out there who like slightly more structured, continuity and transferability to the way they play. So we're going to do 3 cons next year where we basically run a couple tables, experiment with this idea of, of an organized play. And frankly, DCC breaks every possible organized play rule. If you spellburn and destroy the universe, then, the rest of the season is out. Organized play ends in January because freaking Jimmy destroyed the universe. So Brendan and team are working on some rules to sort of manage some of that. And so that's why next year's like the trial year. And then maybe Brendan, tell them what you're working on for, just kind of, I guess it's really early. Maybe because we don't have the answer yet, but really early rules for just sort of managing some of the inherent chaos.
We're starting to put this together. Yes, but we're going to try it out for the first time at GaryCon this year, and then we'll also be trying it at Origins and at Gen Con. So if you're planning on going to either Origins or Gen Con, it would not be I know it's early, but it would not be the worst thing in the world to go ahead and send me an email and let me know that you were interested in doing organized, in being part of being a judge for an organized play game, a session or 2 or 3 or whatever at either. We actually had a huge response for GaryCon. I'm totally good on that. Actually, one of my things I do tomorrow is email everybody and say, I'm full, thank you. But we'll be if you're interested in doing it at Gen Con or Origins, go ahead and once again email me. I can only imagine what my inbox will look like tomorrow. It's gonna be wild,
Sorry,
so,
man.
It's okay. I gotta no. This is what I'm here for. So but come and be a part of it and try it out. When we first floated the idea of it, I said the only way I want to try to do organized play is if it is the absolute best of breed organized play body of rules and group of players and group of GMs that ever is out there. I tried organized play one time.
Actually, no, that's a great call, Brendan. Personally, I despise
Yeah.
organized play. So
Yeah.
let's just get that out there. Like I never did. Well, I mean, I did try it like once a long time ago, but it was not my thing. So I think the version of organized play that we're going to do it cool. Let's just say it that way.
We're going to do it cool.
It's going to be fun. It's not going to be a math exercise. I don't know exactly what that means in practical terms yet, but like we want to do it and it's fun, entertaining, not a bunch of like record keeping and all that stuff. So we're going to do it in a way, but there are people who like that continuity of take your character, go from table to table, jump over to this other campaign.
Yeah.
That's the goal. The goal is not to turn it into a large silent room with people with calculators doing math and recording stuff on spreadsheets. That is not the goal.
Yes.
I've played it once too. I've been in,
Yeah. So the only way we've said we would do this is if we can go ahead and make this the absolute best of all programs and such, and make it into something we'll have fun with, And of course, this is going to be in addition to, not instead of. So we will still have the tournament. We're still going to have the Goodman Games funnel experience. We're still going to be doing every other thing. It's just going to be something else. And we've had enough requests from new fans who are coming in about organized play that I think, we should try it out and and give it a whirl. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and actually, somebody in the chat just said record breaking, not keeping. Yeah, I like that. And actually, as we thought about the cons, originally we were gonna try to align the cons for this year. We're gonna do it, both 5e and DCC organized play at GaryCon, which we are. Then we realized at Gen Con we already have an amazing experience for DCC players between the tournament and the funnel experience, and then like a gazillion other tables.
Oh, we're not doing a Gen Con. I'm sorry, what did I say?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll have the 5e side at Gen Con, but on the DCC side, I don't think we need to do it at Gen Con. There's plenty of other stuff going on. So honestly, it's a GaryCon for both, 5e at Gen Con, and then one more for 5e and two for, I'm forgetting the exact mix of cons. Game Hole, that sounds right. Yeah. We made a list and we forgot it. Let's just say them all. Big face to our con. No, the point is that we're not going to replace what's out there, and there's some places where there's plenty of options, and then there's other places where we'll see how it goes and evolve over time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And that's a thing. So I think that's all of our. I think that's all of our announcements. I think that's everything. But so real quick, if you're out there. Big round of applause for Joseph Goodman, the founder of the feast. Couldn't be happier.
Applause for you guys. You guys buy our products and support us. That's what makes it all happen. So thanks to you guys. Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.
Let's all just pat yourself on the back. Everybody out there.
For being a part of the crew, for being a part of Goodman Games, for being a part of the best gang in the gaming business. Being fans of this and being here with us. I'm saying? I couldn't be prouder and I couldn't be happier. And I think we're almost done here, but before we go, I've always do something like this. This is the year, though, y'all. I'm sending you guys out a cosmic high five. I want everyone to get ready and physically do this for me. Put it up, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for being a part of the road crew and being a part of Goodman Games fandom. You have
that's awesome. Wait,
love.
Brendan, I got to throw out one more answer to somebody in the chat. It's going, we should mention there will still be swag next year, in addition to all the amazing Gong Farmers local stuff and the line art we're going to provide and organized play. There's also going to be tons of swag.
We didn't talk about swag at all.
So we're in it. Brendan and Jen and Matt are all working hard on the swag, and it's lots of swag still coming. So don't worry, plenty of swag. I don't know if we're gonna have like a Derek level game 60 swag item or whatever that was. Maybe we should do these like honkin' belt buckles. Maybe we should bring one of those back for like the game. Like you got to do 30 games or so. I mean, sorry, Derek deserves something. Like that's crazy. We got to come up with something for like that like upper tier of like, I don't know.
Derek level should be Goodman Games beard oil, like a special. You know what I'm saying? Like,
actually, Goodman Games beard. We'll just have Doug shave, or Doug, James, and Wayne all shave. Mix it all in a pot. Mail a Ziploc baggie if you hit like 40 games. I don't know, maybe people aren't going to hit 40 games then.
Oh my God!
All right, oil. We'll do oil. Of that.
Yeah, maybe go back to belt buckles. Actually, maybe that's if you guys have suggestions. what would I don't know if people but I kind of feel like we overdid it on there was a point where I opened my drawer and I was like, I have like 9 giant belt buckles from Goodman Games. Like, who needs that many? I felt like we overdid it on those, but if there's some other like honking big high level prize, it would be super cool. If people have suggestions, let us know, because this is making me think we need something that's like the 20 to 30 games or more level. That's just sort of way out there, you know?
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about it. You know, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
get me more excited. Ah, wow. Well, this is an amazing night,
Cool.
and thank you all so much for tuning in and for being here. And like I said, all my thanks. Thank you very much, and we will see all of you in 2024. So for everybody out there, hey, happy holidays, and we're wishing everybody, including ourselves, the absolute very best for 2024. All our love, and be safe. Peace be upon all y'all, and have fun and get out there and roll those dice. Thank you so much, Elena. Take us home.
Keep